All right, good morning and welcome everybody. This morning's session is slightly different. We're going to be learning a ritual, and I imagine most of you already have this ready, but if you don't, you're going to need a piece of paper, or if you have a notebook, you can use a notebook, especially a notebook that opens out flat. It's going to be helpful if it opens out flat like that. So a notebook is fine, piece of paper is fine. Some kind of writing material, you can just use a pen. I'm going to use a marker just so that I can make it more clear for all of you, but you can use a simple pen, that's fine. And you're also going to need 3 glasses or cups. I recommend something with a thin edge, so it's a little easier. We're going to be pouring water from one to the other. So you need 3 of these you need. And optional would be a candle. Not necessary, but just gives a nice atmosphere. So if you haven't already got that, then just take a minute to organize all of that while I orient all the rest of us. And also you'll need some water. Just drinking water is fine. And this is something I learned, and I kind of tweaked it, and I really been enjoying this. You can light the candle. Yeah, someone's asking, can I light the candle? You can light the candle just with an intention of dispelling darkness and bringing light. Yes. So those of you who already have all this ready, I want you to do what I'm doing. You're going to draw. Let me actually bend this down so you can probably see what I'm doing. I'd like you to draw a circle big enough to accommodate one of these cups or glasses. So approximately something like this. On one side, and another one on this side. And then just drawing a line down the center. And then over here you say, current reality. And here you say, intended reality. I don't know if it's coming backwards for you, but I've said current reality and I've said intended reality. Just go ahead and create that if you haven't already. Yeah, some network issues, some of you can't hear, so let's repeat that. So essentially, I'm not sure what you want me to repeat, but essentially three cups. You need some water, optional to have a candle. Piece of paper or a notebook that opens out flat. Draw what I've drawn, make what I've made. And what's going to be happening is you're going to be placing one of these cups or glasses here, one of these cups or glasses here. And the third one, you're going to actually place just on top over here. And what's going to happen in today's process is, I guess I could leave it. I may put it here for now. Okay, what's going to happen in today's process is we're going to write down anything in our current reality that we are not completely 100% at peace with. Could be with your health, could be with your relationships, could be with any aspect of your life. You're going to write that down on the left column. And then we're going to write down our intended reality. So maybe in current reality, in your with your health, maybe you have you're having stomach ulcers. Maybe that's something that someone's having. All right, so you write down stomach ulcers on the left. And intended reality would be, great health and I don't want to say pain-free because that's more like what you don't want. But how about energized, healthy, fit? That could be what you write in the intended reality. Another example in current reality could be few friends. See if you can keep it really simple, just a few words, although it's all right, you can write a sentence, but try to keep it quite simple. So maybe few friends or feeling lonely. And then in intended reality, you write down what you want. So, amazing friends and meeting regularly and laughing a lot, for example. Current reality, I've lost my job, things are very uncertain. And intended reality, I've got, a great occupation, which I really enjoy. So that's basically what you're going to be doing. For every current reality, you're going to have an intended reality. And we'll do it one by one. So you don't have to make them all right.
You can write one, and then we'll go on to that one. So
Yeah, just 1 second. I had a bit of a connection issue. All right. Someone's asking, can I do it for my husband too? I'd recommend, you mean, can you make intentions for your husband too? Is that what you're asking? I guess you can. Why don't you start with your own, today, why don't you just keep it to yourself? And once you've learned it, you can do it for other people as well, right? So what's going to happen is just the overview of the process. We're going to write down something in current reality. We're also going to write down the intended reality, just as again. So you'll write down your current reality. You'll also write down your intended reality. Then what's going to happen is you're going to pour just a little bit of water. It doesn't have to be too much. You don't have to fill the whole glass up, just a little bit. So maybe just 2 or 3 sips, or just 1 sip, right? I filled up about an inch over here. And then what's going to happen is we're going to be holding this glass close to our heart, and we're going to say the Ho Oponopono Prayer. And the Ho Oponopono Prayer is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And essentially what you're doing is you're coming into alignment with the way things are. You're coming into a state of gratitude. You're coming into a state of peace, acceptance, and thankfulness for the way things are right now, right? And then you're going to be pouring, and just do it with me. I'll just guide you through it. You're going to be pouring this water very slowly, if possible. If you've got a very thick glass, then you kind of do it somewhere else. You don't want to spill it all over the place. This is one tricky part of it. But you're just going to slowly be pouring this water, feeling that your current reality is now transforming into your intended reality. And you're going to pour it into that slowly, feeling a gentle transformation happening, feeling so thankful for the transformation. And whenever you're done, you put this glass back over here. Pick up this one, bring it to your heart, and now feel so thankful for at least a minute or two. Feel so thankful that your intended reality is your new reality. Like it's already happened. It's already so. Right? And then after that, there's a third glass, which is in front. You pick that up. So it's just placed on top. Then you take this and you pour into the third glass. The third glass is off the sheet of paper. And the third glass represents the higher wisdom, your higher self, you could say, or you could say universal wisdom, or you could say God, or any word that you like. But essentially, you're now also surrendering it. So what I am not completely comfortable with, what I really want, and let thy will be done. So it's a sense of surrender. It's a sense of tathastu. And you gently pour into that with a sense of surrendering and letting it go, and trusting that this or something better will happen at the right time. Put this glass back. Bring this glass to your heart. Have a true sense of letting go, being so comfortable, so thankful. And then you're going to be slowly sipping and enjoying this water, which is why I don't want you to fill it up, because you're going to be doing this exercise a few times, right? And very slowly savoring, sipping this water. And it is true based on the research by Masaru Emoto, and of course, all religions, all traditions, that water has memory. They really found that water actually remembers your intentions, which is why every tradition has got sacred water. So in India, we believe the entire river Ganga is sacred because of the meditation done in the Himalayas, right? And it's Mother Ganga, it's Mother Goddess. So the water is sacred. So water has memory. So you're impregnating your current reality with acceptance and forgiveness and gratitude and love. And you're pouring it into your intended reality. And you're pouring it into a sense of a larger, this or something better will happen. And then you're drinking that. And we're going to do that a few times. All right, so now let's get started, everyone. I think you got this. So now I want you to write down something on the leftmost column over here. So go ahead, let's get started. If you want to, you can light your candle like I have. You don't have a candle, that's fine. Let's start. Once you've written down your left and right column, I'd like you to pour some water into your left cup. Do the first round with me. Once you've learned how to do it, you can do it on your own. And then lift your cup, bring it to your heart. And as you think of what you wrote down there, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. This is the Ho Oponopono Prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry for creating this. I'm sorry for believing in this. I'm sorry for energizing this, for focusing on this. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. There are many gifts. Even in this, there are many gifts. I'm so grateful. And having spent about a minute or so with the Ho Oponopono Prayer on the left side of the column, I'd like you to gently, slowly pour it onto the right cup, having a sense of transformation, having a sense of transitioning from one to the other. And once you've done that, again, read what you've written in the right column, bring it up close to your heart. And now for about a minute, you'll practice gratitude like it's already happened. I'm so thankful this has already happened. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And grateful like it's already happened. Your intended reality has already happened. This is known as coming into alignment or coming into vibrational alignment. Feel it like it's already so. Feel it real. And after a minute or so, you will pour water into that third cup, which represents letting go and trusting this or something better will happen, that thy will be done. This or something better will happen. and a sense of letting go, a sense of surrender. Then bring that to your heart. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly sip this water. If you like, while sipping it, you can say, divine done, divine done, divine done. Or you could just say, and so it is. In India, we have a word, tathastu, may it be so. I like to say divine done. So you got a sense of this process? Keep going. We're going to be doing this for the rest of today. Write down something else. Some of you are asking me to repeat the instruction. So for them, I'll repeat it. The rest of you can continue. So you're going to have a sheet of paper like this. I'm going to draw a line down the center, make a circle on the left, circle on the right. Keep one cup on the left, one cup on the right. This is called current reality. This is called intended reality. Write down something here in your current reality that you're not 100% okay with. Write down the intention you have, like it's already happened. Put it in words like it is so, not like I hope it happens, but it is so. Keep another cup over here. Fill a little water on the left side and hold it. You hold it at least 15 seconds. 15 for each of the cups, hold it between 15 seconds to a minute or so, or even 2 minutes is fine. And you hold it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you. Feel it. Pour this water on the right side and envision this for 15 seconds to a minute or two. Really feel it like it's already so. And then pour it into the third cup and bring that into your heart like it's already happened. This or something better will happen. Like you're surrendering it. You're giving it up to a larger intelligence. And we'll repeat that process. It doesn't matter how many times you do it with full intention and full awareness. So let's keep going, everybody. All right, so keep going, everybody. If you have any questions, you can put them in either the question section or the comment section. Someone is saying, I have no intentions left. Well, you can write down, if you don't have intentions for yourself, maybe you have for your family, maybe you have for the world, current reality, intended reality. Right? I'm sure you'll have something for your family or for the world. Yeah, the sentences, what do we say? We say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you in the first part. And someone's asking, who am I saying this prayer to? So it's a Ho Oponopono prayer, which means you could say it to yourself, you could say it to the situation, you could say it to the other person, you could say it to God. Doesn't matter. It's all equal, right? Because it's a non-dual teaching, so it doesn't matter who you're saying it to. The main idea is to come into that spirit of forgiveness and that spirit of thankfulness and the spirit of love. And by the way, if my answers to some people are disturbing you, you can just mute me while I'm answering them if you want to continue the practice. And yes, Anjali, the water does have to be poured from the current reality cup into the intended reality cup, and then from the intended reality cup into the universal mind cup. So each sentence of the prayer, I'm sorry for believing my poor quality perceptions, poor quality stories. I'm sorry for my part in creating this. Please forgive me for being a victim of circumstances, for reacting. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for believing my poor quality perceptions and acting on them. Acting in a way that was not aligned to my highest understanding. I love you and I thank you. That's the meaning of the prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. Yes, you can even write that. Someone's asking, can I write that I'm childless? Yeah. And you'll be grateful for even the present reality. Right. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. Present reality. And then move on to intended reality. You can say the Ho Oponopono prayer once or many times. You can say it 3 times as well. The main point is more than what you say is that you feel it, right? You can say it even multiple times. And you don't really say anything with the second one. You could just be thankful. You're actually visualizing it and feeling it like it's already true when you pour it into the second cup. Nothing much to be said. You could just say thank you, or I'm so grateful now that. And the third one, you can just have a sense of surrender, letting go, trusting. You can say divine done. What do you do with the sheet of paper later on? I keep it, but if you want to burn it, you can. If you feel that you don't want to keep it anymore, you can. But I just keep my sheet of paper. In fact, I normally do it in a notebook. So my notebook has a record of the different things that I've done. Yes, so that's you can do it multiple times. Don't just do it once. You can do it at least 2-3 times today. Learn the process. And keep going. I'll tell you when you can do at least one more round, everybody. Yes, drink it, Anjali. Once you pour it in the third cup, you can drink it. And if you're done, then just be quiet for a couple of minutes. And if you're finishing off, then please finish off. We'll practice for another 2 minutes. And let's complete with our quantum pause breathing. Like you breathe in for, let's say, 5 seconds. Hold for 5 seconds. Breathe out through the mouth 5 seconds. Again, hold for 5 seconds. And repeat this process 3 more times. Whenever you're done, just breathe normally. And the summary of today's practice is fully feeling what we are feeling is very healing. So the left side of the column, we fully feel it. We come into alignment with it. We come into gratitude. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I take full responsibility for my experience. My perceptions determine my experience of reality. Reality is event plus response is outcome. So events are not in my hands, or at least not entirely in my hands. Responses are in my hands. My thoughts, words, and actions are in my hands. My way of looking at it is in my hands. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. And we're pouring that water into the intended reality. What I think about and thank about is brought about. What I vocalize, visualize, emotionalize gets actualized. Take that glass of water and focus intently like it's already so, coming into vibrational alignment, being grateful, being thankful, feeling it real, and then pouring it into the third cup, which represents the Tao, the universe, the universal mind, the higher intelligence. Because sometimes you don't have the full picture. So we said this or something better. We surrender the specifics to the larger mind, and we trust that this or something better will come into our life in the most beautiful, harmonious way at the perfect time. Offer that divine done, divine done, divine done, tathastu, tathastu, tathastu. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And that was today's practice. Would anybody like to share their comments or questions about today's practice? How often should we do it? I've been doing it every morning. I really love it. So you can do it as often as you like. I don't think there's any limits like this. Whenever you want to do it, you can do it. And you're asking, should we do it the same or different intention? You know, if the same thing is still bothering you, then you do it again. Why not? Same situation, you feel like doing it every day, why not? If you have a different situation, I don't think there's a fixed thing around this. So you can repeat the same intention or do different intentions. So what are some of the things coming up? What a wonderful practice, Nitya. What a beautiful practice for self-introspection and transformation. Heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, Vindhya. Sunita says, love the ritual, which is spiritual. Yes, it is spiritual. Shafali says, it's fantastic. Thank you and hugs. Yes, glad you liked it. And Radhika says, loved it. Gratitude. And Sarika says, such a beautiful and powerful practice. Thank you. Infinite love and blessings. Supriya says, can we please also write this up? You mean the instructions? Yeah, happy to write it up. I can share it. I'll write it up and share it. Yeah. Loved it, Nitya. Both me and my daughter loved it. Oh, awesome. Roshali, hi. Glad you woke up early morning. That was something. And Amit says, it's like the pujari doing this in puja and making you sip water. Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? Renuka says, it's an amazing process. Gives so much meaning to what we talk. I do it with the kids, and I will do it with the kids. And Renuka teaches art, so she teaches her kids not only art, but the art of living with all these fun things like gratitude. So I'm sure your kids will like it. And Rohan says, very powerful, brought clarity on what I want. Water ritual allows a feeling of new reality. Exactly. And Harikesh says, just superb. Thank you. Renuka says, thank you so much. Anju says, thanks much. It's fun. It is fun. And Hema says, it's wonderful to do something about what is bothering you. Loved it. Tejaswini, could you feel a shift of energies? Deep gratitude, dear Nitya. Sunita says, water is so full of life. Yeah, water is life, isn't it? Sapna says, thank you, Nitya, for the awesome, powerful practice. You know, I really find it powerful. I'm glad so many of you can resonate. In fact, this is based on, I found a practice called the 2-cup method, which just has 1 cup and 2 cup. But I did that and something didn't feel complete, so I added a 3rd cup. Let it go, surrender. So the present reality and the intended reality. And also the 2-cup method uses post-it notes. So I like to do it with a piece of paper. So I made a few tweaks to the method that I read about. And this is what we've learned today. Some questions here. Mother is asking, how many practice do you do in the morning? Well, in the morning, I do gratitude, practice, meditation, exercise, reading, and what else do I do? Journaling, some kind of writing. And this is part of my intention practice, for either some visualization or affirmation. This is my intention practice. So I do some or all of these practices in the morning. Do we need to write it on a paper daily? I mean, this is a ritual. If you like it, you can do it daily. If you're doing it daily, you might get a notebook. I do it in a notebook, actually, if you're doing it daily. Get a notebook that opens out flat. Then your glasses can, if it opens out like this, then the glasses will not come flat. Then it'll open out. So I do it in my diary. Can we simply think of it? Yeah, even that works. You can even think of it. I mean, everything can be simplified. But there's something powerful about involving your body and actually pouring the water. You have to be mindful, isn't it? There is a reason why in all tradition there are rituals. We can do it in our mind, but I think many of us are too much in the mind. So it's nice to get out of the head and into the moment. Mother says very peaceful time flew. Can we make it a daily practice? Yeah, why not? It doesn't take, and you don't have to do a very long practice. You can just do one intention, right? It'll just take you 5-10 minutes, right? Or you can do 2-3 intentions. So I usually do 20 minutes to half an hour. Do we really need to have 3 glasses daily? I mean, up to you. And again, you're not filling up the whole glass, right? You're just having a little bit of water. Can this be done as a group at home with intention for the family? Wow, that's a good one. I've never tried that, but I'm sure you could, Smita. You could do it if everybody understands the practice. You could do it as a family as well. Yeah, try it. Might work. Is there a write-up for the practice? There isn't yet, but I can create one today. It's really quite simple. So Mehul has done this practice before. He calls it quantum leap. It's also called quantum leap, quantum jumping, or quantum. So like you're jumping from one reality to the next reality. So Mother, you know the practice. Mehul, you know the practice, but I've added the third cup. That's my little innovation there. Can I do it for my spouse? Intention for my spouse. You can do it for others. The main thing is the letting go part is very important because you're not trying to psychically manipulate them. So as long as you're very clear about that, you have a loving intention. Yeah, I would say first do it for yourself before you do it for others. Great. Someone's saying, Amit is saying the water also tasted mildly sweet. You know, this is actually very true. That's been my experience. The taste of the water can change. The taste of sometimes even like if you have a juice or you have a wine, the taste actually changes. This was an experiment we used to do with intention. The power of intention can change the taste of things. So you may or may not believe that, but that's been my experience. Taste does change. Water felt like divine water, says Ami. I didn't know this involved drinking. I would have washed my tumblers more. Yeah, keep them washed. I have read Masaru Emoto's work and believed it, but never practiced it. Look up Masaru Emoto. In fact, when I post this video, I'll also share some photos of Masaru Emoto's. Do I have a quick way of showing it to you? Let me see if my laptop has a quick picture of Masaru Emoto. You will love this. I have it somewhere in my laptop, I'm not sure. Emoto. Masaru Emoto. Water crystal. I have it. Oh, wow. You're going to enjoy this. Give me a second. Okay, watch this, everybody. Oh, that's not the way it works. How do I share this? One second. Okay, see this. Water has, this is the water crystal. When you zoom into water, which is frozen, you have these crystals. And water from around the world. So in spring water in Japan, when frozen, looks like this. In France, looks like this. Shimato River in Japan, midstream, groundwater in Northern Island, New Zealand. Now this is interesting. Shinano River, upstream, midstream, and downstream, how the water crystal changes. Now playing music to water, what happens if you play music to water, different kinds of music? So when you play Beethoven's music and you take a drop of water, you freeze it. You take a photograph of the tip of that drop, you get a crystal like this. Beethoven's looks like this. Bach's music looks like this. And then there's a piece of music called Swan Lake, which is kind of a sad piece of music. And the crystal also looks a little bit like a sad swan, he's saying. Vivaldi's Four Seasons. So in spring, it looks like the crystal is budding. In summer, it is fully bloomed. In autumn, the seed starts to ripen within it. And in winter, the energy, it stores the energy till the coming of the next spring. Heavy metal music looked like shattered glass. Popular Japanese music did not create a crystal. Showing words to water, which is kind of what we did today. We showed words to water. Thank you and you fool. Thank you looks like a beautiful crystal. You fool looks like shattered glass. Let's do it looks very different from do it. You're beautiful looks very different from you're dirty. So the crystal, a dirty crystal formed from when we showed the water the word you're dirty. Peace and war. War looks like a broken crystal. Hope and despair. Showing images to water. So a normal glass of water, crystal before showing to the dolphin and after showing to a dolphin looks like this. Image of an elephant was fascinating. You even had a trunk. The crystal even had a trunk and two big ears. Fascinating. This was very cute. They made a heart shape, and when they froze the water, it appeared like a heart-shaped crystal. And this is fascinating. He did a prayer for an entire lake. They took a sample before and after the prayer. Before the prayer, when they froze it, became like this. After the prayer, when they froze it, looked like this. And it looks a little bit like a person is praying in the center. This is the face, and these are two hands praying. And this is the best photo he's ever taken, was for the phrase, love and thanks, which is what we did today, right? I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. This is the best photo he ever took. The most beautiful crystal he's ever photographed is this one. I love you and I thank you. Looks like this. Love and thanks. Our body is 70 to 80% water. So all the crystals in our body are transforming when we do the practice we just did today. And he said you can do an experiment on your own. You can take rice, cooked rice, put them in two jars, and keep saying thank you, I love you to one, and keep saying you fool to the other one. And after a few weeks, one will become yellowish, one will become blackish. You can try that experiment on your own if you like. Amazing. So that was today's session. Yeah, someone think, can you share the presentation? I'll share the presentation as well. Amazing. Have I answered all your questions? Let me check. Do water crystals change with intention? I think they do. Water responds to our intention. Is there anything else with the blowing off candle at the end of it? Ah, that's a good one. I haven't done anything, but we can just make a little intention for blowing off the candle. That as I'm blowing off the candle, then this energy is now getting redistributed into the whole universe. Everything is back into balance. I began candle lighting means I'm coming into a space of focus and of clarity and of healing. And now that the session is complete, the energies can now disperse, go back to a balanced state. So with that, we can blow off our candle. Tathastu, how wonderful. Chamatkar is on the way. What was the candle for, Nitya? I just like having a candle. For me, it like balances out. We have water here. So for me, the fire element seems to balance it out, but you don't have to have it. That's just the way I like to do it. It just creates a sense of focus. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's session. Lots of love. Let's make a nice Mayurma. Sending good wishes to everybody. Mayurma. And let's say together, Mayurma. Thank you and lots of love. Bye-bye.